How would you like to get the inside information from an ex-immigration USCIS officer about case backlogs, best practices to file family petition cases, what's the future of the agency, what are some of the bad things that are happening behind the scenes, and what is going to happen with immigration moving forward under Trump? All this inside information in this video. Hello everybody and welcome back to Immigration Channel. In this video, I'm excited to pass to you information that we have received from an ex-USCIS immigration officer with more than 10 years experience, part of them as a supervisor, about what is happening in this agency throughout his career there and moving forward. This person just resigned, terminated essentially, was fired from this agency just a few months ago in late April, and he has all the goods to pass to us, and in turn I'm passing it to you in this video. So make sure that you watch this video and then destroy it at the end. Just kidding. This is for you guys. So take your coffee, take your popcorn, stay tuned. Let's dive in. Make sure you watch this video all the way until the end, because you don't want to miss the nuggets I'm going to share with you in this video. So let's understand who is this USCIS ex-officer that provides this information. This is a person that started working at the agency in 2014, then later moved to a position of supervisor in the last 5 years of his career. Most of it was in the National Benefit Center in Lee's Summit, Missouri, which processes most of your adjustment of status, I-130s, I-131, VAWA cases, and some I-140 cases. All this was under this person's close eye supervision. And eventually, like I said, this person was terminated late May 2025 from the agency. And now he has all the good stuff to share with us. So I've broken down this video into 3 sections so we can go over it in a more organized way so you understand. Let's talk about, first of all, about the USCIS workforce challenges. And we know they have many of them. And listening it from him is very interesting to understand. Since January of 2025, since we have this new administration, they've seen a staff reduction of more than 4,000 people, which translates to over 12% in headcount. Less people are now working in this agency, but more cases are coming in. So what happens with these workers that are there? The ones that are working on your cases, they have more hours to work. They have more stress in their cases. They have low morale because most of them have to go back physically to work, no more remote work. And guess what? They're making more mistakes. And we see it. Cases coming back with requests for evidence without them even looking at our file. How many times has this happened to you watching my videos, right? You get an RFP and you say to yourself, they haven't even looked at my case. I send all these things to them, but they're questioning why. This is why. Because they have high stress level, low morale, they have no interest in reviewing your cases, and that's the result we see. And because they have no flexible schedule anymore, and there's a hiring freeze, this is like an ever-growing bomb. It's going to explode at some point. In August 2025, there was a termination of the union's collective bargaining agreement. This further demoralized staff. Like, why would you even want to work when everything is being taken away from you? And he said, his words, the morale is so low that most people, when they come to work, they have no interest in doing their work. In fact, the government terminated the employee satisfaction survey in 2025. They had this survey every year to try to figure out how to make their life better. In 2025, the survey is gone. Now, guys, what does it mean for you? You're filing these I-130s, these I-290 appeals, work permits into this place where this officer is telling me that people who are processing your cases have no interest in doing so. So you realize that mistakes are going to happen, which means it's very important for us to realize when we get a response from them, like an RFE or even an intent to deny, we got to be carefully reviewing it because most likely it will be deficient. Number 2, let's talk about USCIS policy shifts. Their policy, according to this officer, is now shifted from processing immigration benefits now to enforcement. Enforcement. And this is not what they're trained to do, guys. And he was telling me, My colleagues are suffering because they are not police officers. They are trained immigration officers. And now they want enforcement, not adjudication. Now they have internal memos. He said they have internal memos to do increased vetting, social media, background checks, financial documents. All these things their job is to do, and it's hard to adjudicate cases when you are focused on vetting. They also eliminated automation. They had automation that would process 50% of work permits. That is gone, apparently, according to him, as of February of 2025. No more automation. They want in person review of these work permits, which, guess what, will increase the wait time by over 50%. Versus last year, they had an automated system to do that. I had no idea that was the case. When he told me that, I was like, oh my God, that makes sense. Now I know why I'm waiting 11 months for a work permit. Many USCIS officers are now being shifted to positions with ICE and other federal agencies. And ICE and other federal agencies are being sent to USCIS officers to help these officers to do more vetting. And guess what? They are not immigration officers. They don't understand what the benefits are, which creates confusions and, of course, increases denials. So I asked him, what do you think the future is at USCIS? And he said the following. First of all, you're going to see an increase in backlogs. And why do we have these backlogs? It's simple. When you have increased enforcement, but less people, there's backlogs, right? And so now it's more about who is committing fraud. Is this a real case? What is going to happen here? Why did he post this on social media? These are going to be more complicated for our clients to be able to process those cases because we know what's on the other side. What is actually happening? And he told me that they have more denials. In fact, they're encouraged to deny more cases because if they, kind of like in the US State Department, if you find any reasons to deny, for example, you get a marriage case. He gave me the example of a family petition that is filed, but they don't have enough supporting documents, specifically financial documents or commingling of assets. Those are denials, immediate denials, not even a request for evidence, which is consistent with the government's policies to not issue requests for evidence, which a lot of these officers are using right now to make their work a little bit easier. Because if you have 1,000 cases and the case doesn't even meet the minimum requirements, you'll just get it denied and move it to the next pile versus trying to understand and issue a request for evidence. Would you agree? And then I said, well, what advice can you give my clients, my YouTube viewers? Please give us some inside information. How can we maneuver the system? And he said, number one, submit high quality immigration cases. All the documents in order, categorize, organize, submit more than necessary. For example, if you're submitting a family petition based on a green card marriage, put all the evidence in the beginning. Do not spare anything. Make sure you check your forms 50 times. Same, make sure the version is correct. You sign everything. Any mistakes, and your case is out. And when you submit evidence, make it easier for the officers to go through it. Put list of content, like a table of content in every single case with tabs, because this way, an overworked, frustrated USCIS officer is going to thank you. If you're going to make the life of the officers easy, they will reward you with approvals. If you're going to complicate their lives, you will get denied. That is clear. Remember who your audience is. They're overworked, they're frustrated, and they expect you to make their job easier. Do it. Your job is to make their job reach a yes easier. Like I said, checklist, show them the evidence, show them the eligibility. Make their job easier to say yes. Make sure that you work with the correct lawyers. Lawyers are being marked by USCIS. Many lawyers that submit petitions that are fraudulent, per se, cases that are typically weak, these lawyers are being marked by USCIS officers. It's not official, but that's what I heard, insider information. So if you have a lawyer that has bad reputation, if you have a lawyer that have cases getting denied often, don't go to that lawyer because that lawyer is going to cause your case to be marked as well. Be careful who you work with. Don't use notarios or paralegals to file your case. Use best, most experienced attorneys out there. You can't risk getting your case denied because you use somebody that has a shady reputation. These USCIS officers are sharing information about lawyers out there. They know which law firm are doing a good job and which law firm are doing a shady job. And if you're going to work with those shady lawyers, your case is going to be at risk. This is one of the best tips he said, because immigration officers, again, they're trying to do their best, but they're doing this. So be careful who you work with. And also, fraud by attorneys is a growing thing right now. Many attorneys are trying to circumvent the system, and the clients are paying for it. You've heard those cases about the lawyers in New York who filed fake VAWA cases, all these lawyers on YouTube and TikTok who are encouraging people to file VAWA just to stay in the country. If you see those lawyers, avoid them, because USCIS officers know who they are and they'll deny your case if you work with those people. Remember, guys, immigration officers are now facing similar challenges like we are. They're frustrated, they're overworked, they're not getting paid a lot. And so, if we make their job easier, if we collaborate, our cases will get approved. That's what we do. So, if you need help with your immigration matters, you send me a text 619-483-4549 or go to www.immigrationsap.com. Let's do this together. Share this video, but also keep it quiet. And I'll see you on the next one.